Yeah, I was in Michigan.
Okay, that's incredible. That's incredible. That is so
Thank
cool.
you.
So, are you gonna stay in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York now.
Okay, all right. You can come back and help Indonesia. Indonesia needs the kind of talent that don't let America take all the best Indonesians. Yeah.
I will.
Okay, that was an amazing reunion. Sorry to cut you guys, but I think the team has been joining, and I would like to hand over the session to Kak Robin ya as our host today. Kak Robin, you may open the audience.
Okay, thank you. Let's start the all hand meeting. Hello, Felisa, welcome. And
Hi.
thanks for being here with us today. We really appreciate you taking time to join our all hand. Uh, so Felisa is someone whose journey is quite close to ours because Felisa started from the same position as us here. So Felisa used to be a community manager intern at Bukit Vista.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a look at Felisa journey. Uh, Felisa, could you share a bit about your career journey from your time as an intern at Bukit Vista until now?
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for the introduction and for having me here. It's really nice to be back and like say hi to a couple of people here. So yeah, to everyone, my name is Felicia. I'm currently a student at Columbia University. I'm studying sustainability management. Previously, in my undergrad, I studied tourism at Udayana University in Bali. And during my time there, I did to get an internship at Bukit Vista, which was actually my first ever like job, I guess, because I was like have no experience whatsoever. I was just like a student and I wanted to learn. It was like COVID, so we had to do like an online internship, and I wanted to do something, so I took an internship and yeah, I got one at Bukit Vista and I was in community management. And then after a while, I had to leave because I had to do an exchange in Michigan. So I did that, and then came back, finished my degree, and then I worked at Utopia as a research intern in sustainability. And then afterwards, I get to work at Harba Media Group. I started as a marketing assistant and then got promoted as a marketing coordinator, and then figured out I really love school and like I wanted to go back to school. And so I'm here now, back in school. And now as a student, I'm an LPDP awardee as well. So I do have that kind of like obligation to contribute back to my country. So while I'm here with all of the other Indonesian students who are also studying sustainability management, figure out, what can we do while we're here that is actually creating value and contributes back to our country while maximizing our resources here. And so that's why we started SANARA, which stands as the Sustainability Network of Nusantara. And so the goal and our mission is to connect sustainability-driven capital, resources, here in the US and globally to make Indonesia as the key market for investment and development. So yeah, and I am the director of media and public engagement. That means I manage social media, public presence, our website, and articles, and so on and so forth. So yeah, nice to meet everyone.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's wonderful journey. So I would love to make a short conversation. So I will start with a few questions to unpack the key moment and lesson from your journey. So the first question is, if you look back to your time as an intern at Bukit Vista, what skill or mindset did you gain there that turned out to be the most impactful and still help in your career today?
Really good question to start. Actually, for me, it was what really helped me grow, especially as like a 19-year-old back then, was how I got to wear different hats. I was in community management, and so that means I have to manage the community, like not only our um like the what is it, like the asset owners, property owners, but like also like we had like our own like experts team that I had to kind of like maintain the relationship and like make sure that each of them like know each other, especially like during COVID, which was like hard because we couldn't have like in-person meetings where usually like in offline settings we could just like have gatherings in like one of the villas and have everyone meet everyone. But since it was COVID, it was a bit harder, so we had to pivot and do more of like the public no sorry the Facebook group and like make sure that the community stays alive despite it was being the pandemic. And so that's like mostly what I did, is to manage the Facebook and like make sure that all of the communities, all of our community member was like actively engaged, whether through content or like through even like sending birthday posts or like during big events, make sure that everyone gets their like congratulation message for this and that. So yeah, I think it was like given the opportunity to wear different hats, like and the team, that makes me really grow and find out what I really want to do and like what is my skill, what do I love, and like how can I be most impactful in a company. And so yeah, that was like was like really meaningful for me.
Oh, okay. So I actually start here at Bukit Vista when COVID. So we
Oh
have,
yeah.
yeah, it's the same. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Felisa, that give us a helpful sense of the journey. So let's continue. Was there a specific turning point in your career where things really started to accelerate for you, and what did you do differently at that moment?
Yeah, actually, I feel like it's right now. Now that I've established SANARA as organization, we actually just launched at the Indonesian Consulate General in New York last Friday, and it was attended by the former Minister of Indonesia and a bunch of other distinguished leaders. And so now that we've established our position in the industry, we have like so much opportunities coming in, like a lot of like leaders from Indonesia like wanting us to do this and that. A lot of professors from the universities want us to be want us to connect them with the students in Indonesia and the larger community diaspora of Indonesia all around the world, who are all fighting towards the same issue, which is to push sustainability efforts forward. So that become like something that really like accelerates. Like I never thought like we would grow so fast. We are an organization that is less than 1 year old, but we have like over 190 community members right now of students, practitioners, academics, politicians. So yeah, that was like, this is actually like a really transformative era in my career. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where this is moving forward. And I don't know, maybe we can collaborate one day if there's ever like an opportunity where we could share about sustainability in hospitality or even in tourism. Yeah, always open to that.
Okay, that's really insightful. I think it's interesting how single turning point combined with the right action can accelerate someone career. Let's jump to the last question. Okay, can you share specific ways use AI in your day-to-day work, especially in managing campaign or creating content that actually make a real difference?
Yeah, yeah. Very interesting question, especially with the rise of AI. And like, I feel like it's the word that I hear every day now as a 24-year-old. It's like AI and machine learning. But yeah, so I feel like it's really helpful to help me just generate and like help me like fine tune content. But the most successful campaigns that I've done have always been original, as in I have to do my own research and come up with my own creative ways to make a campaign, and then AI is there to kind of like help me fine tune it and then scale it and automate whatever it is that is working. But the core, like the creative ideas, still have to come from your own brain, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I really did help me, especially in my marketing role. It helped me automate a lot of stuff, makes it a lot of easier to scale campaigns, to just like add budgets and kill campaigns that are not working and like scale the ones that do. So yeah, I think that's like one of like the gifts of like AI that we have today. But still, the most successful ones, it sounds like, you know, like when a content is like generated by AI, you can always tell. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So that's where your human brain kind of plays a big role in making campaigns.
Interesting, interesting. We also use AI here at Bukit Vista every day. Uh, we have our own AI actually, Gaia.
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you, Felisa. That's useful perspective and really insightful for everyone here. So, okay, so let's jump into Q&A session with the audience. If you have any
oh.
question, you have. Okay, Rama.
Okay, hello Felicia. Nice to meet you, and it was an inspiring journey indeed. Well, I do have a question that I think is interesting. So, Uh, you mentioned that you are coming from LPDP awardee, right? So from what I know, before applying to LPDP, you need to make like a study plan. So is this Sanara is already a concrete idea when you are creating your study plan submission, or it was just coming from a more abstract ideas and then get evolved during your study? Could you please elaborate the background of Sanara? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it actually came up when I got here. I mean, I had a plan to like make sure that whatever it is that I'm learning gets shared somewhere. Knowledge sharing is a um huge thing that can help really a lot of people, especially back home in Indonesia. But when I got here and I met the people and like how many students here actually study sustainability, that's when me and a bunch of my friends thought like, yeah, we need to have like a platform where all of this could be shared with the larger audience. And so yeah, I feel like that's how it developed. But at the core, we are always like, it's the same, like we are all a bunch of people that wants to contribute, and like we're all looking for a platform for a community, and so that's why we built this together.
Okay, that is amazing. So it was started as more of like a concept first, and then it get evolves during your studies. Yeah. So if you could describe
Mhm.
Sanara, could you please pick three most like representing words so that we could understand more about Sanara?
Show the
um
site.
uh,
Rama, ask Felicia to show the site. The site's actually quite nice.
Yeah, you could share the screen to show the website if you have,
oh
so that you
yeah,
could introduce more about Sanara. Yeah.
oh yeah, I would love to. And this is my first time developing a website by myself, so um please tell me like your opinion. Okay. Okay, can everyone see my screen now? Okay, so yeah, this is Sanara. It's the sustainability network of Nusantara. Yeah, we're a platform dedicated to connecting sustainability-driven capital with Indonesia as the key market. So yeah, we have like over 180 community members. We have partnered with about 20 institutions across Indonesia and the US. Yeah, we have also like gathered over 70 leaders in our programs. And so yeah, it's unlimited potential to accelerate sustainability transition. And yet, our mission is simple: is to mobilize collective impact through advisory support, stakeholder engagement, research, FGD, and so on and so forth. So if you guys want to join the community, it's open. Feel free to apply through the website and you'll get directed to our WhatsApp group. And it is our focus pillars: community activation, policy decisions, corporate engagement, and public awareness. And just a bunch of articles that we wrote. There's gonna be more, so stay tuned. And we do this weekly events called Connect and Converse, where we do online discussions with the community here and also back home in Indonesia, where we talk about renewable energy, about green industrialization, about green jobs, a lot of things, a lot of sustainability issues to kind of like gather insights from our community and help answer questions for those who are new into sustainability. Yeah, so we did a town hall meeting, and these are past events. We actually got our biggest event was last year during Climate Week in NYC, and we partnered with Danantara Indonesia with Pertamina, and yeah, if you search on Climate Week NYC in the search bar and you type Indonesia, we're the only organization that specifically dedicate this roundtable discussion for Indonesia. So that's something that we're really proud of. And yeah, so feel free to join. And yeah, that's a bit about SANARA.
Okay, that is very inspiring for everyone. As Felicia said, feel free to join if you're interested. And I'll give back the floor to Kak Robin ya to proceed with another question. Thank you, Felicia, for the answers.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you so
thank you,
much.
Felisa. Lutfi, yes.
Hi, Felicia. I'm Lutfi. And
Hi.
so at Bukit Vista, we're currently exploring ways on how to use paid ads to get more property owner leads. And
Wow.
I see in your LinkedIn that your ads consistently rank in the top 1% on TikTok for business by conversion rate and generated 100 plus daily leads.
Yeah.
And it got me really thinking, what were the key principles and patterns that you learned that enabled you to consistently make ads that work and convert?
Yeah, so first of all, you have to be like chronically online to know like what are people liking, what are people viewing, and then you steal the hooks. Like that's like basically one of the most useful tips I could give you. Like you just have to use the hooks that are working. Find post on TikTok, on Instagram that has over 300,000 likes, and then you use the hook. The hook is like the first sentence of every video, and then you adapt it to your product. And that's basically it. You test a lot, and then whatever works, you scale it, you apply it to different products that you have, to different campaigns that you have, and then you just scale it and like find what works. And once you find what works, you just aggressively scale it. And then yeah, I feel like that's how you get to the top. It's yeah.
Okay, so finding the hooks, trying those hooks on our product, and the hooks that work, we scale it. The hooks that don't, we stop it.
Yeah, and like have
Okay.
a nice database for it. We have this jargon back in my previous company is like test fast. Wait, oh yeah, no, test fast, scale fast. Wait, sorry, I forgot. But like, well, you have to test a lot of stuff, and like once you find something that works, you scale it really fast. And like if you find something that doesn't work, just like move on.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much for the insight.
Okay, we actually have time for one more question. Does anyone want to ask question to Felicia? Okay. Yeah, Furkan.
Yes, thank you, Karabin. Hi, Felicia. I was
Hi.
wondering, since you step into career into sustainability focus, what's what's your personal concern in this domain? Because everyone might have a different perspective and also opinion, also goals to pursue. But I would like to know your personal concern and also aspiration, why you jump into the sustainability domain career. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like climate change has been like an issue that has always been close to my heart. When I was in Bali, I felt how like extreme weather really affected the livelihoods of people, especially with like the recent flooding. And I just feel like that's something that I want to contribute to. I want to use my degree and like my knowledge into something that's useful and actually impacting people in real ways, in a positive way. And I feel like that intersects really nicely with my background in marketing, where now I get the ability to actually translate research heavy articles into something that is digestible to people through my role at SANARA. Yeah, by translating those research into like digestible information for a lot of people. So yeah, I just feel like climate change is like something that's really real, and it will impact everyone in the end, no matter what your industry is. And the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, actually say climate risk is financial risk. So it is something that's we're moving towards anyway in the end. So why not get a head start at it? And so yeah, hopefully that answers your questions.
It does. Thank you, Felicia. Back to Robin.
Okay, thank you. Thanks again. Oh, Jing. Yeah.
Sure. Felisha, what's something that you could see from New York that you couldn't see when you were in Bali?
Wow, something that I could see in New York that I can see while I'm in Bali. Oh, wait, I'm wait, what is this like a
It's just
I guess
perspective. So, what perspectives?
it's how everything here is so like it is such a huge metropolitan. It is like basically a concrete jungle, and like everyone is so busy and like minding their own business. But like in Bali, it's more collective and like warm and like oh, like everyone is like family and like harmonious. And I really like Balinese people's belief in Trihita Karana, how everything must be well, how everything must harmonize, like the people, the planet. um, so that's something that is, I feel like, very, very missing in the Western world. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you, Felisha, for the answer. We really appreciate you joining us today. If you are able to stay, you are very welcome to hang with us for the rest of the session. And if you need to jump to your next commitment, no worries at all. Thank you for your time and the insight you share.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and have a good rest of your day to everyone. And yeah, I hope to see Bukit Vista scaling and inspiring more delight. Yeah, and thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. How's everyone doing? Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll just take it from here, Robin, because yeah, I predict where. Okay. All right. Let me get back into it. Man, I'm really moved by that inspirational speaker. Thank you, Rama, Furkan, whoever's on the committee. That is a really good recovery from some of the past inspirational speakers that we've had. Right. So I'm inspired by Felicia. That is very, very transformative. That's a lot of positive transformation in a very short amount of time. So I was hoping Felicia would actually stay because I was going to say something about some of the things I saw. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but she stayed in her vertical. That's really important. Okay. So a lot of okay. So let's talk about vision. Let's talk about core value here. Okay. So I'll talk about why it's important to have a vision, as Percon was asking just earlier. So I think Felicia, even when she started working at Bukit Vista as an intern, she already had a vision. And that vision was around organizing people. And you can see she did fairly well, if I recall, in community management. We had, I think, less churn. We had this as you can see, she was prioritizing a challenge on how to deliver impact and value during COVID, when there was a real need for innovation there. Okay, so since that time, if you take a look at her career trajectory, she stayed in that vertical. She stayed in organizing people. She's focused on like the core topic that she started here, and I think that's beautiful. That's great. So I think this is important when you're young and you're trying to figure out what you want to do. A lot of young people come to me for mentorship, and the real question that they never ask, but they should be asking, the core thing that you should be asking is, who do you really want to be? What is your identity? And it's important because if you really haven't determined what that is a personal choice, who you want to be, then nothing else really matters, right? If you don't know who you are, then why should you go back to get another degree? If you don't know who you are, then why are you working in Jakarta, right? If you don't know who you are, why are you doing anything? Okay. So it does take some time to practice and understand that. I'm not sure in traditional Indonesian societies if there is a coming of age ceremony. Generally, in a lot of traditional societies, there is a time when a child becomes an adult, and it becomes absolutely critical for you to actually know that there's this change that's happened, that you've chosen an identity. So I probably need to learn up on that myself. Okay. So I think that's what I noticed in Felisha's progress. She's committed to working with people in communities and activating movements. On the Oxman Krebs, she's definitely in the 9 to 12 o'clock sector. Okay. So that part's cool. Now, in contrast to that, right? In contrast to that is where I'm staying at right now. Okay. This is Dalam Nuriad. And we've been coming and staying here for many, many years. I think in the 2025 shareholder meeting, all the shareholders were hanging out here in this place. And each year I come back and it just gets slightly a little bit worse. Each year I come back and it's slightly a little bit more empty. They've let go of staff, they've reduced the service, they've reduced the feature, and the owner's not present, right? And now they're just putting up all the chairs, if you can see that. So they've kind of given up on the main lobby area. So the chairs are just permanently placed on top of the table. So I guess what's the difference here? What's the primary difference that I see between the way Felisha approaches and the way that, let's say, what we see here approaches, right? And I think this is important. This is kind of like what I was trying to get Felisha to come to terms with, right? Right next door to this hotel, this small hotel, is another big hotel and another big hotel building right next to that. And it occurred to me that both of these owners are making the exact same mistake that this owner has made. The exact same mistake. They're taking their money when they're rich or when they're cash flow positive, and they're putting into building whatever's trendy. And they think that by being trendy, by being kind of like with the moment, that that's going to actually make them successful. And it's wrong. It's proven wrong over and over again. If you capture what's trendy, you might succeed for the next 6 months to a year, but you are not building verticality. You're not investing in what you are really about. You're not building foundations. You're not really thinking about how to capture the principal idea of what you have, okay? If you're building a hotel, the principal thing that you need to remember is that it's not the hardware, it's probably the software. It's probably the services. The hardware is there, of course, to deliver the service, but if you can't keep stable management, if you can't keep stable, high quality employees here, then you're doomed over the long term. So that's a principle that doesn't necessarily occur to most people who take out their bank accounts and buy a hotel, but I'm saying that I think it should. I think that Felisha understands this. I think Felisha kind of understands the idea of committing to one principle and then building each year on top of that, and then being able to, that's how she's able to get into Ivy League school, right? Because she's consistent. She's consistent, and that's what creates excellence over time, that you're consistent on that. Okay, So maybe that's of some value to anybody who is thinking about how to develop a career at this moment, or just anything. That if you hop around on jobs and you go from industry to industry and you go from city to city and you go from thing to thing. I did that. I did that for 2 years and I wasn't able to build anything for 2 years. I had a lot of fun. It was really exciting, but I was broke and I stayed broke for the next 6 years after that. And that was, that was I don't know. I mean, maybe it's okay if you want to have adventures, but that certainly put me behind a lot of my peers from school after I graduated. These days, it's okay. These days, we've come back up again, right? But it was a long time being fairly below the normal range of where financial success should be. Okay. All right. Anyways, hopefully these are real lessons that everyone can learn from. And I actually want to do this, Rama. I want to connect Felisha to Lawrence Allen, the guy who did Terra Nova, because I think that they can do some good work together. And I feel inspired because maybe one day, and this is funny, right? Maybe one day we'll be working for them. All right. We'll be helping them on their bigger mission to lead sustainability in the country. That'd be my dream. That'd be my dream. If one of the students who learned something from Bukit Vista was able to create something so much more bigger and then elevate us, that'd be fantastic. That'd be a great outcome. Okay, that's it. That's my 2 cents. I'll hand it over back to Rob.
Okay, thank you, Jing, for the lesson. So let's jump to the next session. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Not yet. Okay, so everyone, while Mas Robin is preparing his share screen, I would like to step in as today's moderator, yeah, because apparently Reza is out sick today, and let's wish him swift recovery. Okay, for the next sessions, it is revenue and hospitality target that will be delivered by Mas Hafiz. So Mas Hafiz will eager to see the updates, and you may present your material, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rama. So, Robin, could you please to full screen the... If not, you can zoom in. Actually, you can just zoom in.
How to make the screen full?
If you have difficulty, you can click the pen icon, and then you can copy the Canva link and open it on the new tab, ya, Mas Robin.
Okay, nice. Thank you, Robin, for sharing the deck. Can please enlarge the presentation.
Wait.
On the bottom right. Bottom right. Nah. Okay. Yes, and good morning, everyone. So, as usual, this is our new on-board properties called La Chancla, located in Pecatu, and this property already received 3 booking, with 2 booking is long stay, and congratulations for the new AWM team, and let's inspire the later guests, and let's receive the 5-star review and guest favorite for this listing. Okay, thank you everyone for the hard work to onboard these properties. And this is the reminder for us for the semester 9 target. For the revenue target is 3.7 million US dollar, hospitality target at 87.5 5-star rating. Next. Yes, for the updates for the first matrix, next. The first metric is the accuracy. Accuracy compared to last week is decreased by 1.8%. Next. So what is the issue of this weak accuracy? So there is undisclosed external disruption and mismatch facility due to the actual property is look like aging or darker than the photo, and also the navigation and locating the property error. Next. For the next metric is check-in. Check-in slightly decreased by 0.1%. Next. And for the check-in, there is some issue, which is assigned room being occupied by the other guests, villa not being clean at check-in time, and inaccurate maps. Next. For the cleanliness also decreased by 1%. Next. How about the cleanliness issue? Cleanliness issue, there is some case stating that there is a mold or fast and persistent bathroom odor. Next. For the communication decreased as well by 0.7%. Next. For the communication, there is a some core issues for the crew station included robotic AI-driven chat, lack of transparency of construction, and aggressive staff tone. And also there is a communication gap which have made the guests uncomfortable during the late night check-in in emergency. Next. For the location, decreased by 2.6%. Next. About the location, there is some issues, which is inaccurate GPS and extreme traffic, and also nearby construction. And also there is an issue from neighborhood and accessibility challenge, which is the noise from nearby clubs, and also safety concern on the dark secluded road. Next. About the value also decreased as well by 0.9%. Next. So there is a primary value issue which causing the perceived value of the property decreasing because there is uncommunicated construction noise, maintenance neglect, and rigid checkout policies. Next. About the hospitality rating for the semester, for the overall, slightly below the target. We are now at 87.3, and the target is 87.5. Next. For the overall, there is some primary guest pain point or issues, which is the property maintenance, service on the operations, and also the environment. And for the detail, you guys can check on the Canva deck. Next. For this April 2026, for the MSM, there is MSM, which is related to the hospitality rating, such as from Ghani, delegate to RD, Hafid. Also, there is MSM strategist by David and RD, delegate to Robin. And also, there is MSM strategist by Ghani, delegate to Francisca. Also, MSM strategist by Ghani and Alfasha, delegate to Rama and Fasha. And next. And for the next section for revenue target and achievement, pass it to Furkon.
Okay, thank you, Mas Hafiz. Good morning, everyone. So, on the revenue achievement so far, we have accomplished 939,000 USD to close this first month of this semester. We still have around 155 days or equal to 5 months and 2 days to achieve the revenue target. So, still long journey. However, the clock is ticking in. We need to start pivot and do experiment and also scale up on the working strategies that we have accumulated in the first month. So that is from us. Thank you very much, and back to Rama.
Okay, thank you Kak Furkon and Mas Hafiz for the updates. It was an interesting one, yeah. And as Kak Furkon said, the clock is ticking, so let's looking in. Okay, for the next session is also will be delivered by Kak Furkon. It is company theme, target, and achievements. So Kak Robin, please proceed with the share screen, yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Rama. So onto the target closing to the fourth week of April and the last 2 days, the last remaining 2 days, we are actually having a bad news to be informed. We can move over to the company team target and achievement, Karobin? Yes, that's correct. Because all of our targets are off track by this point, and let's go delve deeper one by one. Onto the revenue target. Revenue target is currently progressing at 93.48%. And there are several MSMs that is contributing to the revenue target achievement. It is the work combination from Lutfi, Francisca, Brian, and also Bella. Next, we have 5-star percentage or hospitality rating. The current progression is now below the target, which previously was on track. The achievement is at 87.3%, with the progression around 99.77%. There are several MSM in place to help the 5-star percentage or hospitality rating back on track, coming from RD, Robin, Rama, Ega, and also Gani. Last one. Regarding starting revenue target for May, the progress remains off track with the current progression at 81.98%. There are several MSMs in place already, and it is the combination effort from Nadia, Jason, Lutfi, Ardi, Furkon, Wendy, Kaila, Ega, Reza, accordingly. So that's the report regarding the April 2026 target. So what are our opportunities in the last remaining 2 days? In April, we managed to have 81% occupancy. You can close that, Karobin. Thank you. And go to the opportunities part. In April, we managed to have 81% occupancy, 12% expired dates, 4% maintenance, and also 1% owner usage. We still have 2% nights to sell to achieve the target. So that is the report. Thank you very much, and back to Rama.
Okay, thank you, Kak Furkon. Let's take notes, everyone, yeah, to improve our work starting from today so that we could get back on track for all of the targets. And then for the next one is we are moving to weekly mission inspiration, but it seems the inquiries are empty. Therefore, I would like to remind everyone, if you have something interesting to introduce to the team, please let us know in mission inspiration for the next week, yeah. And then we are moving on to core value recognition. I do believe there is one coming from me, gitu ya. Kak Robin, you can open the attachment, and I would like to recognize all of the engineering team. So Mas Ardi, Kak Bayu, Kak Robin, Mas Titan, Ega, and also Ko Wendy, everyone for failing fast and also learning fast. Because after previously performing push up for the last cycle, I have seen engineering today this morning was pivoting AI agent to help with the shift reminder. The agent is called Fitan, yeah. This shown a very fast learning behavior, learning from previous failing cases, and I do appreciate the initiative. So let's see if the initiative is actually working and will save engineering from performing push-up this cycle. Okay, thank you. Kak Robin, you can close that because we are going to move to announcement. But since announcement is empty, I would like to move to personal updates. We would like to
Oh,
announce the winner of.
I have a good segue. I have a good segue for you, Rama. How many
Okay.
push-ups do I owe?
Okay, so there's this one time. Let me check. Yeah, I do believe it's 60. It was on April 22nd. Yeah, you
Okay.
owe us 60 push-up.
Right.
So
So I've been shooting field. Actually, this should be a weekly inspiration. I've been doing pretty good on YouTube these days with the videos, but I forgot to update my calendar, and that resulted in also some people not being able to find me. So I owe 60 push-ups, right?
yes, you do.
All right, all right, all right. Maybe I'll remember to do this properly then. Okay. All right. Can you count out for me then? Yeah.
Okay, 60 coming right up.
All right. Wait. Let me find a space. It's kind of hard to actually even find. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and the last one, 60. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing, for living up to the culture. And for everyone, please reminder that please update your status Slack, your calendar, and also notify shift manager on shift management channel on Slack if you have anything coming up on your shift. And for those who are required to do push-ups but haven't performed them, please check your inquiry in off shift management channel, everyone. Okay, so we are coming to the last section of personal updates. Since it was only Kak Furkon who have already answered the question of the week, we are not going to read question of the week because I do believe the question is quite a little bit hard. It was a design challenge. So reminder for everyone to fill out this EOD at the end of the day for your personal updates and question of the week. But now we are going to announce the previous last week question of the week winner. The topic was marketing and branding, and we do have our gold medal coming right up to the second time on the podium, Kak Nadia. So congratulations, Kak Nadia, for winning again her second gold medal. Congratulations. And the second one, also back on the podium, Lutfi, our revenue manager and CTO BBR in training. Congratulations for getting the runner-up silver medal. And the last one is coming from Jason, our business journalist. You can read the report here, why their answer is superior to others. But don't forget that you still have the chance to win this week question of the week. And then moving on to the leaderboard, you can scroll down, Kak Robin, and open the leaderboard. Yeah, so this is where you guys are standing. Gitu ya. I will recap this in announcement upon around next week to recap the whole month of April and March. So let's see who is getting the most medal out of the team. Yeah. So you have still one chances this week to win the question of the week, and do not forget to fill your personal updates by at the end of the day. Okay, so that's all from us, the committee. We still have another 10 minutes. So is there anyone who would like to use the podium before we are officially closing the all hands meeting? Okay, I'm counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, if there's none, then I would like to give back the session back to Robin to properly close the all hands.
Okay, thank you for joining all hands today. That's it.
Have a good day,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a nice day,
Good
everyone.
job
Thank you,
keeping
and
the
good luck for today's
timeline.
work.
Have a good day.